It was a different kind of Passover meal, to say the least. I remember right when I sat down, Philip leaned over and said it felt like something special was going to happen tonight. And I said, I doubt it, but I was wrong. Jesus got up from the table, he grabbed the basin of water and a towel. And I remember at that time thinking to myself, what's Jesus doing with the foot water? I doubt he's going to wash somebody's feet. I was wrong. He went over and to Bartholomew and started washing his feet, and Bart didn't say anything. He just sat there. Then he moved to James and to Andrew and then all of us. And it was really strange at the time, but also really amazing. I doubted anybody was going to say anything, but guess who broke the silence? Peter.
No way you're going to wash my feet. That's what I told him. You can wash other people's feet, but you're not going to wash mine. I looked at him. Jesus, you're not going to wash my feet. I mean, like, you're the king. And he looked at me and said, then you can't have anything to do with me. I'm like, ouch. Okay, wash my feet. Wash my hands. Wash my whole body, if you have to. He just looked at me. No, your feet will be fine, Peter. In the midst of washing our feet, he teaches us servanthood.
And then Jesus took some bread and some wine, and he blessed it, and he served it to us. And he said, this is the new covenant with my blood. He said, tonight all of you are going to lose faith in me. And I remember thinking right then, lose faith in you? Never. But I didn't say anything. I just sat there.
I couldn't just sit there. I had to say something. So I looked at him, and I said, Jesus, I love you. You can count on me. Everybody else may fall away, but I will not. You can count on me. He looked at me, he smiled and said, Peter, you'll deny me 3 times before tomorrow morning. Ouch. The next thing I knew, we were wrapping things up and heading to the garden to pray.
Once we got to the garden, it just got crazy. Jesus asked Peter, James, and myself to go a little further into the garden with him and to pray. I mean, we did. We tried. We kept on falling asleep. I remember one time Jesus said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I mean, that's true. It's really all just a blur. And to think, this whole mess got started because of Judas. Did he really think what he was doing was right?
There he is. That's the one you want. This is the man. This is the one you want. The one praying by himself. The others won't bother you. They won't come up to try to create a scene. But they'll be by themselves also. But the one I kiss is the one you want. Now, we did agree on 30 pieces of silver, right? The 30 pieces of silver. The one I kiss upon the cheek, that's the one you want.
A kiss? Judas betrays Jesus with the kiss of a friend? Then it got crazy. Peter picks up a sword, cuts off this guy's ear, and Jesus, he just picks up the ear off the ground and puts it right back on the guy's head, as if nothing had happened. And then they took him. I would love to tell you that we fought for him, but we didn't. Everyone ran. I ran. I'm so ashamed.
What have I done? What have I done? Was I so stupid? Was I so stupid that I would betray Jesus? And I've killed him. And I've betrayed him.
I crucified Jesus. That's what the crowd wanted, and that's what they got. Personally, I don't think that man did anything wrong, but I was just a soldier doing my job. When the governor gave his sentence, that's when I went to work. I loved that job. I felt like I was administering justice every time I nailed someone to a tree. But that man didn't deserve that.
It makes no sense. There I was, rotting in a jail cell for stealing and murdering. You name it, I've done it. And I knew the next time I stepped foot out of that jail cell, well, that was it. Then the guards came and they set me next to a man who'd been beaten to a pulp. And then Governor Pilate started asking the crowd, who should I set free? And it was obvious. They were going to say, let Jesus go. And then I was going to tell them where to go. But the crowd, they started chanting, Barabbas, over and over again. They were saying my name. The guards shoved me into the crowd, and they took this Jesus off to Golgotha. 1 minute, I'm a man marked for death, and the next minute, I'm free. Made no sense. So I followed them all the way to Golgotha.
I was stationed at Golgotha that day. We had just raised the second criminal by the time they brought him to me. I'll never forget the way he looked. He had been beaten, spit on, whipped. He was unrecognizable as a man, hideous, and what was left of his clothes were stripped off him and thrown on the ground. And when they threw him up on the cross, that's when I went to work. Generally, when you crucify a man, the first hand is the most difficult. The criminal wants to get away and he tries to fight you. So I would have 2 soldiers hold him down. But this guy, he didn't put up a fight. I just thought maybe he was exhausted. As an executioner, I've been called every name in the book. I've had men yell at me, plead with me, but I wasn't prepared for what he did. He looked at us. He looked at me. And he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He forgave me.
Forgive them, he said. Forgive them. Who is he? Forgive? It should have been me up there. I was the one supposed to be hanging on that cross. He took my place. Then I remember I looked up and he took a long, agonizing breath and he said, it is finished. And then he died.
Surely, this man was the Son of God.
Dead? Jesus isn't dead. I mean, he was. For 3 days he was. And for 3 days, our world was shattered. None of us understood how this could happen. All the healing, all the teaching, and all the love that he brought into our lives was gone. But this morning, the most amazing thing happened. I went to the grave to say goodbye one more time, but I found it was empty. At first, I thought it was some cruel trick by the Roman soldiers or the religious teachers. So I went to tell his disciples that Jesus' body had been moved. Peter and John came and saw the empty tomb, but they didn't know what to believe, so they went back home. But I stayed because I was so heartbroken. And then it happened. Jesus appeared to me. I was in shock, so I didn't recognize him at first. But then he called me by my name. Then it clicked. Everything that Jesus had taught us had been true. I knew I had to tell everyone that Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive.